Here comes a duck, top of the board, pure skill, not love. Knows every ridge, every rock, every line. While you're still loading, he's taking your spine. Map knowledge deep like an ancient scroll. Reads the terrain like it's part of his soul.
Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. And today we have the singular replay to show you in the Tier 10 American Premium Heavy tank, the T58 Heavy. Now, of course, this tank does have 750 alpha and is a 3-shot autoloader. It does have a 7.5 second interclip reload, and if you want to see the crew and equipment setup I'm choosing to run in this tank, you can see that at the bottom of the screen as I speak. Now, of course, I am firing mainly heat in this tank, and that's because it has 370 heat pen, so you can actually butcher targets with this, and it's one of those tanks where you really need to make each shot count if you're going to be able to maximise the tank, because once you've gone on reload, you want to reload for about 30 seconds, and you want to make sure you're really getting those damage in. It's kind of a heavy, which is almost better, kind of a support heavy, so you're in the front line, but you kind of want to be with a few tanks so you can work off of those tanks, you know, so you can try and avoid taking damage. Basically, you know, enemies focused elsewhere, you then slap one of those big rounds in. Now you can see in this first replay on the Pearl River, we got in a position to try and go what I like to call the heavy flank, and there's quite a few enemy tanks, you know, probably outnumbered here if I'm honest, so I'm decided that I'm not going to push in too aggressively because I might get myself caught out in lots of bother. So I want to get myself into the situation that if we do end up losing this fight, I can try and retreat before it's too late. But I do want to try and get these shots in where it counts. So you can see I slap a big round into that enemy Tier 9 heavy tank, getting our first roll of damage for 763, waiting for that interclip to come in so we can try and slap some more shots in. Another reason for not pushing up on this ridge is because the enemy artillery, the enemy fun police is looking that way. We was able to slap a big round, trading a shot to put one in through the cupola of that enemy heavy. Now puts them onto a one shot, but as you can see, I am concerned that we are losing this fight, and I'm thinking, right, I actually need to get out of here now, and praying this enemy Death Star doesn't slap me. We're able to put a final shell of our clip into the tank. We set them on fire, so it really boosted our damage, puts us under 2,600. Thankfully, the Death Star fired at a different tank. We do eat one off the Zog there, losing the majority of our hit points, but we have to escape or we're going to lose, because look how many tanks are in that fight. The rest of our friendly tanks have been destroyed. We cannot win that by ourselves. It is impossible. So we have to fall back and then try and get in a better position. I'm assuming that these tanks are going to be chasing me down right now. So I want to move into this middle ground and try and take the middle of the map so we're in a situation to defend. As we make our advance, there is an enemy chieftain, and we're just keeping an eye on that in case we have a shot. But he's playing too low down, so that's not going to be possible. So we're hoping to try and get into the centre and assume that these tanks are chasing me and get in a position to turn around and get some more punishing. Now we've got a full clip reloaded. It's pretty even Stevens in this game at the moment. We are one tank down. Hit points are pretty close though, and we should actually have an opportunity to finish off an enemy Death Star. We let our shot aim in. Unfortunately, we don't roll high enough to kill him, but it gets shut down by our friendly Waffle. So all good. Now got 2 shells. So far we managed to pen all of our shots, which is nice, putting us under 3,400 damage. And I'm kind of praying this Zog continues the path, because I really want to get some more shots into this tank, but I don't want to overextend myself. I'm also thinking I might need to turn around because there's an enemy E4 pushing us with a heavy tank, and we need to try and get in a situation to try and basically remove as many hit points of that tank as we can. You know, we can eat a shot off the E4, but we don't really want to, because that would then leave us on a one shot. E4 crosses, fires, we slap another juicy round in, picking up our 9th, well, not quite a 9th penetration, because some of those were actually fires. But we put another round in, putting us under 4,000 damage. Can we finish off the 60 TP? No, he gets into cover. And this game is starting to look a bit bleak for us at the moment. We're starting to lose tanks. But I'm not going to panic. I'm just going to try and get as much in as I can. Enemy Zog actually gets shut down by our friendly Batchat there, doing a good job to take out that heavy tank. And there's two shots here, one of which is a one-shot, this enemy chieftain. Can we put one through the cupola? Yes, we can indeed, picking up our first kill, bringing us back to a more even 6 versus 7. But we are on reload again, so we're going to do another tactical retreat and pull back, because the rest of my friendly tanks are all now in the base location. So we need to pull back to bring them into the game, and if the enemy team are going to push us, hopefully our friendly team will have shots onto them whilst I get this reload off. And then I was keeping an eye on what tanks are left. I think there is an enemy F3005, so that's a tank I've got to concern myself with. E4 is a one-shot to us, I believe, but also a tank which we are concerned with, but we can finish him in one shot. And there's an enemy tank destroyer there, again with high 850 alpha, but we can finish both these tanks in one shot. One thing to remember is the 7.5 second interclip. If the enemy team are smart, if you shoot them, you know they've got 7.5 seconds before they can fire again. So right now, if that E4 was playing closer to that enemy TD which I just destroyed, he would have been able to push and finish me off before I get my second shell in. But as it stands, I've reloaded my second shell, and now it's a case of can I peek and get the shot into him. He peeks onto me, I get that shot in, puts us onto 2 kills, 5,200 damage, 4 versus 4, still very, very close. Can't decide if I should go on reload here. I'm looking to try and shut down the 60 TP before I do. And it's one of those situations, the longer I'm leaving it, I'm thinking, right, I'm wasting my time here. I could have already gone on reload. So now I've decided I have gone on to reload because I need my 3 shots, you know, in case some of these tanks push me at full health. Now, we know the 60p is a one shot to us, so that's good. But we also, you know, we don't know the hit points of all the other tanks. I think the F3005 has just got put onto one shot again, so that's helpful for us. But we're on a good game, and there's still lots of damage available, but it's still very, very losable, and I don't really have any support here. Most of my tanks are in my base, so I don't particularly want to lose the middle ground, because that's going to give me multiple opportunities to shoot different locations. F3005, friendly F3005 shuts down the enemy F3005. If this enemy pattern here crosses, I should be able to slap another big shot in for our, you know, potentially, you know, put us under closer to 6,000 damage. We land a shot, and I think that enemy tank is now on a one shot. Unfortunately, our F3005 gets taken out at the same time, so we're actually back to a 3 versus 3. We've got 2 shots in the clip. We know there's a 60p. Can't be too far away. Well, we know where his last known location was, but yeah, at this point he could have moved on. But no, as it stands, he is still in that location, and he's actually pushing with a enemy Acnig who's very healthy. So I want to try and stay and get these shots in. The last remaining tank is that enemy Arnie, which I did put a shot in. And frustratingly here, as I was trying to get up in, you know, into cover, I eat a shot from the Arnie, and typically he sets us on fire. Now that is not good news, because now we're one shot to the enemy 60 TP, but we're also, yeah, 2 shots to this enemy Acne, and that's making our life a lot harder at the end. If I had still had that 1,000 hit points, this game would be looking, you know, although we still have a very good chance of winning it, it would have made our life so much easier, because our friendly tank with us is a friendly artillery. So he's not going to really be able to get into the brawl fight, if you like. Maybe he can try and shoot them from here if I spot them, and I'm going to have to play the passive game and try and predict the enemy team are going to push this way. I need to be in a position so I can shoot back down, so that when they come around to get another shot into me, I'm reloaded. I think that's the way I've got to play this. I have to play this passive here because I've got so low hit points. So I am waiting for the opportunity. I just really sensed they knew where I was. They're going to poke this way, and that is what's happened. We put a juicy shot into that Acnid, but he puts us onto a one shot, and that was a problem I had. If I still had those last hit points, you know, if I didn't get set on fire, I would have been on like 800 hit points. Would have made a huge difference there, because I could have just pushed that Acnid to take him out. But as it stands, I'm a one shot to him now, definitely, and I've got to be very, very careful. So I'm waiting for an opportunity. I'm thinking he's going to try and sneak behind me here. That was my mindset. So I'm waiting for an opportunity to see if that's what happens. He does, but it's actually just 60 TP. We shut him down. Now we're on full reload. Now I think, right, if that Acnid's smart, he might be full pushing me. I guess he doesn't know that I've gone on a full reload. But I'm going to run because I've just got detected. I'm thinking, please, don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. I'm so low, and and the enemy tanks a definite one shot. Maybe I should have loaded it, to take some HE rounds, because I could have just splashed him had I had HE rounds rather than have to worry about penning him. But yeah, this is a close game right now. We're close to 7,000 damage with 4 kills. Our friendly artillery's actually decided to come and get into fight, which is actually pretty smart, because he has hit points, and technically all I need him to do is find this tank. Even if he gets shot at, he's not going to kill the artillery in one shot. If I can get closer to our artillery, then he can basically be the bait, if you like, and then I can finish the tank off. He might get lucky, he might shotgun him, but either way, if we can just draw him out, because if this actually comes behind me and I guess wrong, then he's going to kill me. He's just going to have to get a bit fortunate. So I really need basically my artillery to come and play with me. Just go and find this tank, and then we can win the game that way. Because if I know where he's located, then it's going to be far easier for me to win this game. But looking at it, I kind of think that the artillery is looking to try and drive and get into the enemy cap circle. Looking at the map, that's what tends to be happening. So I'm trying to get into a position that I can cover the artillery. Just taking these corners slowly though, because like I say, if this tank's waiting for me, I can't eat a shot off of this tank anymore. Yes, my fuel tank's damaged, but it's pointless repairing it at this point, because if I get set on fire, what difference does it make, right? I'm a one shot, so I'm not going to burn a repair kit to return, to repair my fuel tank at this stage. Now it's looking quite positive, because I haven't got spotted crossing here, and now I'm thinking this is good. If the artillery crosses, he's probably going to get spotted, or if he gets into the cap circle, I can use him as bait to be able to get the victory in this game. As we make our advance here, again we're taking these corners slowly, but now I get spotted, but the enemy medium is actually focusing on the artillery, and it kind of worked out perfect in the end. So fair play to our friendly artillery, because he did catch him out in the open, and that allowed me to get the kill and allowed our team to get the victory there. So we finished that one off with just shy of 7,000 damage, 5 kills, picking up the aced tanker and the high caliber medal. So thanks for your amazing support as always, and happy tanking.
Enemies panic when they hear that quack. Grand Duck's here, there's no turning back.